So I'm still looking for the dog. Thought I'd do just a quick video looking down like this. I just wanted to say a lot of people ask whether or not cluster bees know what they're doing, and if they're doing it on purpose. It kind of goes a little bit with my last video. Some of them really don't. Some of them don't know that they could have a label. Most of them are not diagnosed. So I personally believe there's a fucking hell of a lot more psychopaths running around than people think. But I also think psychopaths aren't all serial killers either. They have the thoughts, a lot of them do, but they don't act on them. To them, it's just like the normal everyday thing to sit around and imagine chopping their boss up into pieces. But they wouldn't do it, mostly for self-preservation, and I don't know if they actually would or not. I'm just saying that because I am coming to realize I have dated. I think my son's dad possibly was a psychopath. The first one I ever met. And I had no idea. But thinking back now, the similarities now, I think I've dated 3. And what are the odds of that? Even if I do attract or am attracted to them, what are the odds? Because there's not supposed to be that many of them in the earth. I think there's a whole lot fucking more of them than we think there are. And but they're not diagnosed and they don't even know themselves. At least one doesn't know. He knows that there's something, and he is the same as all of them. He takes pride in those traits. Because they're strong, and these guys want to be strong. And the alpha, they all got to be the alpha. That's the way to spot, I think, a psychopath. Possibly the rest. I can't talk so much about sociopaths because I don't know so much about them that I know of. Because I think all of my dates were psychopaths, and most of them, or just narcs. I think I was married to a narc for 25 years and didn't even know. I knew nothing about it then. And have seen a few loosely. And now it all falls together. So anyway, do they know? A lot of them don't know. But it is just what they are. It's just what they are. They're the mean, miserable, selfish guys who fly off the handle anytime somebody tries to tell them. They don't like authority. They're on the offensive all the time. They're like the guys who always make you feel like you're walking on eggshells. If you meet one of those, I'm not gonna categorize them, but let's just say they're probably cluster B, and a very good chance they don't know. They don't know. And this will bring me actually into the whole thing about the whole diagnosis thing. There's always this argument on Quora, mostly from the ones that maybe have been diagnosed, maybe not. When we're talking about them, not them in particular, but just talking in general. And they'll say, have you been diagnosed? Or has your guy that you're talking about been diagnosed? And we'll be going, no, we just know what he is. Well, you know what? I'm not sure, because I don't know enough about it, to say that there should even be a diagnosis. Like what? A guy is like a fucking selfish, mean, miserable prick, or a girl, who will do anything for themselves, even if it means destroying you and your whole relationship that you built with them over years, or days or months, whatever it is. Do you need a diagnosis for that? I don't know that you do. So it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, do they know? Are they diagnosed? It doesn't matter. You look at the actions that they're doing. Don't look at what they're saying they're going to do. After you realize after a little while that either they didn't do them or that it's changed. They don't make promises anymore. They don't come around and do things for you anymore. It's you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong, you need to do this, you need to do that. What was okay before all of a sudden isn't, and all this kind of stuff. It's time to pack your bags. Time to pack your bags, baby, and say who the fuck cares if they're diagnosed or not, right? So let's just go there. Let's do that. Say it doesn't matter if there's a diagnosis. It just matters how they treat me and how they make me feel. I made this mistake with the first one. As soon as I'm not feeling good about this relationship, I'll leave. Well, it almost killed me. I did not leave when I didn't feel good, and I couldn't even tell you why now. Really couldn't, because I had this stupid hope, had this draw, and we were in constant communication. It's if you're not sure, break some communication, get some time alone. Don't see them every day. Don't talk to them every 15 minutes or every hour. Talk to them a couple times a day. Hey, Lily, sorry I didn't get you on film again. Geez, I gotta make like a whole movie about just Lily and her running around like a dog. Hey, Lily. There she is. And spend some time alone. First off, see how they take it. Do something that isn't what they want you to do or is may require some effort from them. And that's just kind of like a little test. But what you really need to do is just have some good alone time at your own house. Do not fucking move in with them. Don't do no partnership with them until you're sure that you're clear, because if you do anything like that, you're fucked. And do nothing that will leave you vulnerable with them ever until you know what the hell you're dealing with. And if you even suspect, if they're still being nice and you even suspect, don't do it. And have some time to yourself, because that's when your head and your thoughts will become clear. I'm doing that in this relationship that I never had with the other one. And I'm pretty sure if I was with him all the time, I would be in the same boat as I was last time. When you're with them, they're magical, they're very attractive, they're magnetic. And that's what they got going for them when they're young, at least. And even when they're older. This one's older because I'm getting older, and thought I'd try an old one this time. Still younger than me, but he's still he's had a full out life, let's say. So he's got a lot of good characteristics though. So that's what'll make you wonder. And if you're with them all the time, it's much harder to get a clear head and to build your own strength. So that's what you got to do: build your own strength and have some alone time. Spend nights by yourself at your house. Do not see them every day. And get some clear time, and to work on your own self and your own house and stuff. I'm lucky because it's just the time of life for me. My daughter moved out of my house, 7 years of divorce shit, and I've got my house and it needs to be gutted. It needs to be totally cleaned. It needs to be repainted. I need to put my stuff in it, and that was my goal. That's why I said to this guy I didn't want to see him, because I knew, and I wanted my time and just to do my thing. Of course, he talks me into going out with him, and I do. So far, he's been good, and he comes over last weekend. I was supposed to go to his house, and I was just stressing, and I said, I'm so stressed. I just need to be at my house and get some stuff done, and he actually came over and helped me. So, I mean, there's good things. There's some hope. But I thought he was just going to fall right on my face on camera. So I'm wearing snowshoes. So anyway, and I forgot. Yeah, give yourself some space, and maybe do a little test, see how they come through, and keep doing it. Don't let them pass one and say, okay, I'm clear. Now I'm going to go like lend them $10,000. Okay. So no, they possibly do not need a diagnosis or are not diagnosed, and they possibly don't know what they are. If they're a mean motherfucker, you got a better life to do your own thing on, and get some space to yourself so that you can see if you're happier with them or if you're happier by yourself, or at least build your own life. So you always have that to come back to. That's what I didn't do with my first one too. I just threw it all in the fucking garbage and had to rebuild, oh my God, from like below 10 feet when I got back. Now I'm doing well, and I'll never put myself in that position again. If something happens to this guy, because I don't know, I'm like in the post-narc world, so I don't know what's real and what isn't anymore. It sucks. But if something hits the fan, I'll see it, and I'll call it, and I'll get the fuck out, and I'll have my own beautiful life to go back to. That's the way it's going to play out on this one. Or he's going to be for real. Either he's not, and I'll go, and I won't be giving up my life, or he'll be for real. We'll see. And it's one of those calls that you have to figure out how much give and take you're going to do in a real relationship. I might have to start listening to relationship videos instead of narc videos here pretty soon. I don't know. Or maybe home renovation videos. So anyway, okay. Talk to you later. Make good choices.